Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I just addressed the Security Council, and I made a few points. First, the EU intends to support Ukraine for as long as it takes. Ukraine is a crime scene, and there is a criminal. And it's extremely important to make sure that there will be no impunity. It's very important that we work very hard for a just peace based on the core principles of the UN Charter. We are absolutely determined to work with all our partners across the world to defend the multilateral order. Are there questions?
Yes, Stefano Vaccara, La Voce New York. You know, we know that about you had a special address for China that should help to find the peace. How do you think the Chinese got your message?
I'm absolutely convinced that we need to be extremely determined, all of us, because we are all witnesses of what's happening in Ukraine. We should be all determined to influence Russia, to make sure that Russia will, at the end, fulfill its international commitments and will respect the UN Charter. And you know, I'm on a regular basis in contact with the Chinese authorities in my capacity, and many times I had the occasion to pass this message to the Chinese authorities. We think that all the nations across the world, all those who sincerely believe in the multilateral model, in the multilateral approach, should be determined to use their influence to convince Russia to respect the UN Charter.
United States, we know that from Secretary of State Blinken, the United States may going to give weapons, missiles that can actually reach Russia inside. Now, do you think that this will help toward the peace, or is going to be a dangerous move that can enlarge the conflict?
One thing is absolutely certain. There is an aggressor and there is a victim. And we are supporting and helping Ukraine to defend itself, to defend its territory. It is absolutely clear that we want to support Ukraine to defend its territory. Never we have had intention to attack Russia. And that's why it's very important that the agreement that we have with Ukraine are respected. On the EU side, we provide military equipment. The EU, together with our member states, we provide military equipment to help the Ukrainians to defend themselves and to defend their territory.
I just want to follow up on China. Do you intend to follow up on what you told them? Do you have any meeting plan with your Chinese counterpart?
You know, there is one thing which is positive. The recent months, we had some meetings at the level of the National Security Advisors, and the last meeting took place in Jeddah a few weeks ago with the participation of more than 40 countries, including China. This is something useful, this is something interesting in my opinion, because we support the Just Peace formula presented by Vladimir Zelensky. We support also the principle of a peace summit, and we hope that a vast majority of the international community will work to support the principle of the UN Charter, the principle of the territorial integrity and sovereignty. And we think that the powerful members of the international community, they have a special responsibility. Okay.
Paolo Mastrolilli with the Italian daily La Repubblica. The Italian government is talking about the possibility to having a new Sophia mission in the Mediterranean Sea. Do you think this is a possibility? Could you
repeat the question, please?
The Italian government has been discussing the possibility to have a new mission like Sophia patrolling the Mediterranean Sea. Do you see it as a possibility? And was it a mistake to do the agreement with Tunisia without the unanimous consensus of the Council?
I'm in close contact with the Prime Minister of Italy on this topic, migration, and I intend to put the topic on the agenda during the next meeting that we'll have in Grenada, the informal European Council. It will be the occasion to have an exchange of views with the member states, to have the state of play on migration, and to see what we can do from the European Union to provide more support, to be a loyal partner, a very solid actor in addressing this common challenge. It is very important that we make it clear that Italy is not alone. Migration is a common challenge for all the European Union and for all the member states, and solidarity is a key principle on the EU side.
The EU has been a leader on AI and digital regulation. Are you finding partners here that are willing to work with you on that?
About artificial intelligence, about?
Artificial intelligence.
Yeah. I think that the EU is a super regulatory power, and I think that we have a responsibility to make sure that the technology is at the service of the humanity. It's extremely important to make clear that there should be some principle, there should be some rules, and we need a certain level of convergence to make sure that we avoid a dangerous technological competition, especially in the field of defense and especially in the field of security. It's also very important to find the balance between innovation, which is important to support the economic growth, to support the improvement of the conditions of life across the world, but also respect for privacy, respect for the fundamental principles. And I think that if there is one region in the world with a special responsibility to work for reaching this delicate balance, this is the EU. And that's why you're absolutely right that for us it's an important political debate, it's an important democratic debate, and we intend to assume our responsibilities at the international level on the question.
And everyone agrees with you on that? I mean, there's a first mover's advantage here. Whoever innovates faster tends to win. Are people willing to slow down their innovation?
I think that the question is less to slow down the innovation. The question is more to speed up the regulation. And it's also very interesting to observe that even the businesses active in this sector, they are advocating for rules, for principles, which I think is something which is needed indeed.
We'll take one last question. No, maybe we can, if someone else has a question, if not, one last topic.
Yes, it's about what President Zelensky said this morning. He was talking about the reform of the Security Council. He had some ideas. Now, Europe looks like doesn't have one idea, but hundreds of ideas. So I'm asking you, because, for example, Italy and Germany are on the opposite side. What is your idea for the Security Council? There isn't a possible idea that Europe could have to advance the reform.
I invite you to listen to my speech that will take place tomorrow, because indeed I intend in my speech to express some European ideas about a world with more inclusivity, a world with a decision-making process based on more fairness.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.